All right, now to our next conversation. We see remote work is set to be a fundamental element of the workforce of the future, while there's still some, critics, that the numerous advantages it offers for both employees and employers suggest that this shift is likely to endure for a while. But how can Nigerians position, for this market? Join us for this conversation. We have Enoika as the CEO founder Business Analysis School, and she's joining me right here in the studio. Great to have you.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you're more abroad.
Yes.
And you've come to Nigeria, for some important business. So talk to me about your experience in Nigeria so far.
Ladi, my experience has been, it's been a mixed feeling.
Right.
I've enjoyed the food, authentic Nigerian food. It's been hectic, the traffic, and lots of frustrations. But so far it's been good, and I'm excited because I'm here to impact with the Business Analysis Summit. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and definitely, I'm sure you've had all the food that you've missed for so long. But, we keep talking about remote work, and I keep hearing that some Nigerians, they live here, and somehow they're able to earn, by doing some remote jobs here for some companies, out there in other countries. So talk to me about, is this segment growing? How's it looking?
Ladi, it is largely growing, all right? Like right now, over 40% of professionals in Africa right now work remotely. In Nigeria, it's 29%. That's a huge number of people. And right now, 8 in 10 workers either work remotely or hybrid. And they've seen increased work-life balance, and they earn more, and they save more money. And in terms of getting jobs abroad, it's actually not hard anymore because we all have global skills. And so these skills that you have right here in Nigeria can serve a business in America, can serve a business in anywhere in Europe. And so for Nigerian professionals, I've been telling them for a long time, your skills are exportable. So we export produce, but our talent is also exportable outside of Nigeria.
Right, and talking about some professionals you've been speaking with, I'm sure some of them already have jobs here, and they're able to juggle another remote job in another country. Is it that easy?
Well, that's also possible. Here's why: because of the time zone difference. So after work, you can shut down your laptop and support another company in another country. So you can support a company in Canada or the US as a freelance graphic designer, content creator, data analyst, software developer. You can work weekends, flexible hours, freelancing.
Right, and is it that easy to get to land some of these jobs?
I wouldn't say it's expressly easy, but I think the higher the level of experience you have and skills, the better the opportunities for you. And you have to go through a lot of testing. It is highly competitive, but I see a lot of Nigerians passing through all the hurdles of landing these opportunities. So I would say with the right skills and opportunities and skills and experiences, of course you can.
And when it comes to, certification, you don't need to go and get maybe a degree abroad or have to have a degree abroad to be able to, play in this market?
You do not need to have a degree abroad. Ladi, I do not have a foreign degree. I still have my bachelor's from University of Benin. And I've worked with companies in Canada and the US, globally. And so I tell Nigerians, the skills and experience we have, we're one of the smartest people in the world. And so we can leverage the skills and experiences that we have to serve the world as well.
And I'm sure there are, some people, watching and wondering, oh, I've tried to get on most of these websites. You have a couple of websites where you can actually, go and try and get these jobs. But, some people say, yeah, I've tried, I can't find, I'm not getting the response that I'd expect, from most of these websites. Well, is there some kind of trick to it?
Well, I wouldn't call them tricks, but there are definitely ways to bypass a lot of hurdles. As we know, we're Nigerians, and so some of these platforms might just feel like maybe you can use a VPN to change locations. I see that happen, but I think also is your profile, the strength of your profile. And I think that's something a lot of professionals don't know how to do, is communicate their value. So if you've worked at a large organization in Nigeria, you can serve other organizations at the same scale. So I always tell Nigerians, don't downplay your experience. Instead, communicate your value, create a standout portfolio for yourself. And of course, when you get to interview, speak confidently and speak fluently. That's very important as well.
So that can set you aside or
Definitely,
set you apart from the crop.
It definitely sets you aside, having a strong portfolio and communicating your value persuasively.
All right, let's talk money.
All right.
At this point, what are the salaries like?
Oh, well, so in terms of remote work, it's sometimes hourly pay, is per project, or you can even negotiate an annual pay. So it really depends. For roles like virtual assistants, it's anywhere from $5 to $10 per hour to start. But for roles like business analysis, data analysis, software developers, they're making $40, $50 per hour. And so in a month, they're making, close to $4,000, $5,000 per hour per month, depending on how much work they do. And so it's a lot of money when you convert it to Naira, and increases your standard of living so much.
Right. And I guess, those that are already working, or staying in Nigeria and working abroad, when it comes to getting those monies, into the country, I'm sure they don't have any problem with that.
There are many financial solutions you can use to actually receive payments from abroad, in dollars, in pounds, in euros. There are lots of financial solutions you can use to receive the funds and transfer that back into your domiciliary account in any of the Nigerian
Because I'm happy,
banks.
Anything that brings in foreign currency,
Really?
into the country, I'm down for that.
Yes. We need that inflow for
We
sure.
need inflows. We need inflows. And if you're doing it from your bedroom,
Oh, yes.
that's definitely not bad.
Yes. Laddie, I have a fully remote team. My team is fully remote. I have team members here in Nigeria. I have team members in Pakistan, in India, in Philippines, and in the US and Canada. And we function fully as a virtual team.
Right. And I'm sure technology plays a lot.
Yes.
A huge role.
Yes. Huge role. Everything is done remotely. Meetings, collaboration, all of that. Everything is done remotely thanks to technology.
And I'm sure you work with, some people in Nigeria.
Oh, I have a full team here in Nigeria.
So, because definitely internet.
Yes.
That is one hurdle. How are they able to navigate that?
Well, I provide, data, cell phone. We find alternative ways. Sometimes they work from out of a workstation too as well. So we try as much as possible to provide alternative solutions, but we know it's Nigeria, right? So like I told my team this morning in our meeting, have alternatives. I have a MiFi, I have a regular internet, I have hotspot, I have like all of that. So we're trying.
All of the internet service providers?
Everyone, like whichever one, you just flip.
Wow, that would be tough. Then I saw a report recently that nearly half of Nigerian employees have job titles that are unrelated to their course of study, and I'm sure that must be helping, with Nigerians are able to get some of these roles. But looking at the future, do you see this trend continuing? With Nigerians not working far from what they actually studied in school. Do you see that growing, and what are you seeing for the future of remote work?
I see that growing, and you're looking at someone who has also done that. So I studied accounting at the University of Benin. However, I work as a business analyst and now a consultant, and I work in tech. Never studied computer science for one day. And I'm an advocate for trying new things, learning new skills, getting certifications. That's what I teach people how to do at business analysis school. I know that remote work is going to continue to grow. I know that with skills and experiences, you don't need a lot of degrees. Get your bachelor's in whatever you can, history, Yoruba, English, learn skills, get certifications, and take that to work and go in high-paying roles.
Right, because there's a cost of living crisis.
Yes,
right now.
there is.
People need all the inflows.
They do.
They can get at this time.
They do.
But for somebody that's trying to juggle a lot of jobs, at this point, what's your advice for that person? Because there's also risk of burnout. Yeah. So how do you handle that?
So I'm not a fan of becoming overemployed. I always tell people, look at what the market wants. What are the high-paying roles? That's what I did. So what pays the most money, the skills I need to learn to get those kind of roles, and just focus on that. Now, if you have extra hours, you can freelance and consult on the side. And when you're consulting, you determine your pay, and that increases your income. But being overemployed, I do not recommend that at all.
Overemployed?
Yes. That's what it's called, overemployed.
Overemployed.
Yes.
Quite interesting. So what do you see for 2025?
Oh, 2025 is going to be interesting. I see more remote jobs. However, there's still going to be more hybrid too as well. That's very common in Canada and the US. I actually see more Nigerians working with global companies. So with the layoffs happening in Canada and the US, these tech companies are hiring in the Philippines, in India, in Pakistan, in Eastern Europe.
So with the layoffs we're hearing from big companies in those countries,
that's what's
employing.
They are employing. So these entry-level beginner roles, for a junior developer, you can get someone great in India or Pakistan to, code for you. And so we have amazing developers, tech people in Nigeria. And I'm telling Nigerians, take advantage of this opportunity right now. And then what they just do is they just have a senior person, overseeing the people in these other countries. So Nigerians have an opportunity to start to earn in dollars, take advantage of the layoffs and the opportunities abroad. And that's what I'm talking about at the Business Analysis Summit.
Exporting talent.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Enoika, as the CEO, founder, Business Analysis School.
Thank you for having me.